Welcome to Blade Talk Tuesday, back with another episode, and in this one, I want to talk about my absolute least favorite knife grind in the history of existence. The flat grind. Some cars going by. Now you might instantly be objecting, slamming your computer closed, throwing your phone across the room to hear that I don't like a flat grind. Let me show you what has turned me off of flat grinds for good. Look familiar? A while back, I made a review on this knife. This is the Blackbird SK5. For a long time, I thought this could be the knife that I needed for survival situations because of, I think it was Creek Stewart, who popularized this design. Seemed great. 5-inch blade, 5-inch handle, super simple, basic, nothing extraordinary, made of a good steel. I think it's 154 cm, just like a stainless steel. I made a Kydex sheath for it. I was like into this knife for a while until I did some batoning with it on a pine. It wasn't even a stump. We're not gonna call it a stump. A log, a round. It was only about this much around. I had already gotten it in half. We purchased it at some camping place. Going to baton it. Dunk, 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 dunk. And what happens? It hits a knot. And when I pull it out, it looks like this. Now, obviously, this is no good. This cannot happen. This happens when you actually need your knife. You're in serious trouble. That's why I never really make follow-up videos. Most of the time I either sell them because they didn't quite meet they didn't really speak to me, or something bad happens and I just don't feel like making a negative review. This is not a negative review. This is a discussion. Blade Talk Tuesday. I want to talk about this. Now I know there's lots of people who love flat grinds for things like skinning game, for real fine carving, and that's fine. You go for it. You skin your game, do your camp cooking. It's like a kitchen knife. You slice through your stuff. But for me, if I'm going to need something thinner and slicier, I'm either going to pick something like a convex convex knife, like this PBK SC3, or a saber grind knife. Nature Reliance, LT Wright, Chamonix. Why? It has the sturdiness of stock. If you think about the geometry of the grind, a flat grind is just a basic V. It's a V. As it's going through, there is nothing there to give it any meat behind that edge. With that saber grind, which I guess is more like this, it's got a little more of a wedge to it. Those cheeks, where my knuckles are, give a little more stability as you're transferring energy through the knife. And then the convex even, has even more energy as it's being transferred in. It's great for splitting. So when it comes to flat grinds, I personally don't think that I will use another one unless someone is able to create one for me to prove me wrong. So there's a challenge for you. Find a knife that is a flat grind, that is not weak, brittle, and show it to me. And then give it to me, because I can't afford to buy anything right now. And I know what everybody's screaming. It's all the heat treat. It's the tempering. It's the heat treat. If the heat treat was good, it would have been fine. But that's the thing. This heat treat was fine. I mean, this is still sharp. And I use this for, better part of a year or so, working with wood and carving and even doing some batoning. But it was just one issue, one thing that hit it and snapped it. And would it have broken if it had not been a flat grind and it had been something like a saber grind or Scandi grind? I don't know. Because because I don't have one in that particular steel. Maybe it's too hard, maybe it's too brittle. You know how tempering or heat treat works. If the blade steel is too hard, it can be brittle. But if you're passing something off as a survival knife, it better be able to do some basic tasks and keep on going. So that is my opinion, and I'd like to hear yours. Do you like a flat grind for your quote-unquote survival knife? Or do you prefer something like this? LT Wright Genesis Scandi grind. Just simple knife here. This is the one that I think Larry Roberts tweaked, made it a little bit thicker in the handle. But anyway, that's it for today. I want to hear your opinions. Comment down below. What do you think of the flat grind in the woods? Now in the kitchen, camp cooking, whatever you want to call it, it's great. It's great for slicing. But when it comes to working in the woods for your survival knife, I don't trust it. And that's the big thing. You gotta trust your knife, people. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.